with the Cowboys are taking on the Saints. Dallas has lost their past 3 games in New Orleans and look to break that pattern next.
And the opening kickoff will not be returned, as that will be a touchback. Fields tapping it forward, jet sweep. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
That's a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on him before he could get much out of it.
From the 29, Fields. That's complete to Swift out of the backfield. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that's going to make it 3rd down and less than a yard. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that, because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. You know what else you're looking for? Who are the freshest guys coming off the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
Now a pass dumped off to his running back. 7 yards there on the first down screen play. Justin Fields at quarterback gets the completion there. CD, what do you think the key is to stopping this talented former Buckeye?
Pressure, pressure, pressure. Rookie quarterbacks have to survive the initiation of the pressure of the NFL. Now, his athleticism can scare you a little bit, because if he evades it, he can go a long way. But in the beginning, you want his eyes to go to the rush, not downfield. So bring those extra guys and see if he can handle it.
Third and 2, Fields. And that is incomplete.
How about this defense? They came up with a couple of big plays in this sequence, and none better than the one right there, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
On 4th down, here's Andy Leon to kick it away. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. And this is going to carry well into the end zone for a touchback. First down run from Barkley, pretty well defended. Give him 3 yards on the play. The numbers for him from a week ago: 25 carries, 138 yards, and a touchdown.
And now that he's playing a Thursday night game, short week, you know, he spent a lot of time in the trainer's room in the cold tub trying to get his legs back for this game.
And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well.
And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football over time, when you do it consistently, usually translates into wins.
And they're open to do it consistently here. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. So, flag for the contact, pass interference.
And I know that you're going to look at me and roll your eyes, and rightfully so, because you know what I'm going to say. Doesn't the defender have a right to the football as well?
No, I don't like defenders.
That's because you spent too much time with me. Okay, I'll side with you on this one. This is the correct call.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Jones fakes the give to Barkley. They'll roll him out right. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Now Jones. This is Chase Claypool on the receiving end. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 24-yard line. That's what we're used to seeing from him right there. Plays like that, why he's number 4 in the league in terms of receiving yardage.
Able to make adjustments all along the way. Doesn't matter where he lines up, where he releases from. Working his way into the secondary, figures out defenses and finds weak spots in order to get open.
And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. Jerome Baker there on the tackle. On 2nd and 9, Jones. Catch is made by Metcalf. Touchdown, Cowboys.
There we go. That's a touchdown.
DK Metcalf. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Cowboys have taken the early lead. Zerline good with a PAT. And that makes the score 7-0. So this drive spans 7 plays. And it's capped off for the Cowboys touchdown. Now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback. New Orleans Saints, they get ready to set up shop for their 2nd drive. They come off a victory over the weekend, but now the quick turnaround here for this Thursday night game. How does that affect how teams like this approach these short turnarounds?
Well, wins and losses always factor into, how you're getting ready for the next game. But equally as important when you have the short turnaround, what is your injury situation? Are you losing key guys? And if so, how well have the backups prepared for this? Because you don't have much time to get them ready. They have to be
looking for Green, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Byron Murphy. And they will set up shop in enemy territory at the 42-yard line. A first down carry for Barkley. And very little there. He might have gotten a yard. Yeah, I think he got a yard to the 41. So, CD, you talk about this football team and some of the whispers and reports, the social media posts, they hint at a locker room that's splintered, badly splintered. There was talk earlier, some guys might walk away entirely, but that hasn't happened, however, at least to this point.
No, and sometimes some of that talk is just that.
Touchdown! Saquon Barkley, his 14th touchdown now on the year. And the Cowboys are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Zerline now for the PAT. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. The long touchdown pass gets them 6 on a very, very tidy 2-play drive that time. Now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. The New Orleans offense set to take over. And they're in an early hole. The first drive, they threw the interception. That led to a touchdown. So decent-sized deficit early on.
It is, but I think you hit the key words, early on. So they have to decide, do we even need to change game plan? Or do we just need to execute better and try and get back in this game?
And it worked this forward for about 3 at 2nd down. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 23 carries, 78 yards.
And now that he's playing a Thursday night game, short week, he spent a lot of time in the trainer's room in the cold tub trying to get his legs back.
Shedding the tackler that gives him some room. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Fields on first down. It's complete to Williams. And he's brought down.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half. I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball. And what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Fields. eluding the pressure right. And Fields going to have the first down before sliding to a hold to avoid the contact. The last drive, remember, similar situation. He forced the ball into coverage through the pick. He learned better there.
Yeah, similar to a golfer that's confronted with a shot that you just can't make. Sometimes you have to take your medicine, as they say, right? Just pull it down, take off, and go. Don't make something worse than what it was. And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Brings up 2nd and 8 at the 10-yard line.
And a short pickup there down to about the 9. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Throwing on 3rd down, Fields. And he's got it. Touchdown, Saints. Deebo Samuel, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Saints have cut it back within a score. Point after, right down the middle. And that'll cut the lead down to a touchdown. That time, a 9-play drive. And it ends with a touchdown for New Orleans. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And they come into this one off the loss over the weekend. But you say if you're going to play a Thursday night game, this is the week to do it.
It certainly is because you get right back out there. You don't have time to dwell on things. And look, your game plan is going to be a little more limited, but so is theirs. So that's when you just appeal to your top players. Guys, you make plays in this one, we out-execute them, we can walk away with a win.
Now a throw downfield is taken in by his running back. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49.
Yeah, big play there. And when you have a running back that you can use like a wide receiver, when he has that kind of versatility, you do as they did there. Get him out of the backfield and give those defensive backs something else to worry about.
Throwing Jones. He'll find Metcalf. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. Throwing on first down, Jones. Is this intercepted? It is. It's intercepted. Anthony Averett picks it. And the Saints are going to take over at their own 13-yard line. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Swift. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
Second quarter action with 1:59 remaining. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Carl Lawson in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. Here's Andy Lee now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And taken right on the 30. An excellent return that time, 26 yards. And the Cowboys are going to take over in great position here with a 1st and 10. They'll run on first down. Barkley, and he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
And he'll get inside the 40 to maybe the 38-yard line. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Jones now. Off play action. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And this one dropped in the end zone. Looked like a touchdown, but not to be. And now it's fourth down. Field goal would have been a decent length at 55 yards. They keep the kicking unit on the sideline. They're going for it. From a defensive perspective, they had exactly what you want anytime they want to throw the football. There was pressure on the quarterback. They were getting after him, and they tightened down on the receivers and forced the incompletion. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. The Cowboys going to use their second timeout now as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. So the ball down to the 16 here for first and 10. Looking to throw. Jones able to hit his target, Claypool. That catch good for only a couple. The Cowboys signal for their third and final timeout as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. Second down and 8. They'll look to throw again. Rolling to his right. And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds. Certainly making his presence felt in both the pass and the run game. He's having an impact. Yeah, his first carry of the game right there. He had hurt him with his arm. Now, and he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Saquon Barkley as the first half is winding down. And the Cowboys will extend their lead here just before halftime. Zerline connects on the extra point, and it's now 21-7. So that drives 7 plays in length, and it's capped off by a touchdown run from Saquon Barkley. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started as they go to work with 12 seconds on the clock. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. Byron Murphy there on the tackle. So we have reached halftime, and just like that, on we head to half number 2.
Both teams going through their final halftime adjustments. We're about ready to get back to football. And to bring you the second half from the Superdome, let's go back to Brandon and Charles.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. This fielded right at the goal line. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. Here we go. The offense takes the field, and we turn our attention to Saquon Barkley. And he's sure looking like a lock for a 1,000-yard season. Don't know if he's going to get it in this game, but he'd probably like to just to get past that point.
Yeah, and if he doesn't, as you noted, there's still time, still opportunity. There's still more games to be played. So, yeah, it's not a lock, but barring injury, it certainly looks like he's going to get there. And what an accomplishment that is. Anytime you get over 1,000 yards, you're celebrated in the NFL.
It's been quite a season. Still a couple chapters left in that book, though. Second down, here's Barkley again. And not much, maybe a yard up to the 29.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play.
And this is going to be a Cowboys first down as he's able to get this up to the 37-yard line.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Room to run past midfield. And down inside the 10 at the 9.
Let's go.
A big play there on the catch and run.
I don't think there's anyone who could possibly doubt how fast he could run on the open field. But if there were, he silenced those thoughts there.
They'll try and run for it with Barkley. And he maneuvers his way down to the 3-yard line. Now after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. Back to throw. Jones. Touchdown, Cowboys.
Nick Westbrook-Akine.
His 2nd touchdown on the season.
And the Cowboys take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead.
Zerline good with a PAT. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away.
And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25.
Now the attention turns to the Saints offense getting ready for their first possession of the 2nd half. They're down 3 touchdowns to this point, needing to put something together as they have it 1st and 10. Now they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They've not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12.
Fields now to throw.
It's caught on the right side by Robinson. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Here's Fields.
Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over them.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
They'll call that a punt of 59 yards. Tough to do better than that. And the Cowboys will be backed up to start the drive. They'll have it 1st and 10. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. They'll start out on the ground at Saquon Barkley. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 15.
Nice run defense presented there, and what I mean by that is discipline. Guys filling the right gaps in the right holes, no one over pursuing, and making a very nice play.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Looking to throw. Jones. He's got the hook up with Conley. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
And in their own territory, needing only a few inches, they're going to line up to go for this thing on 4th down. And he's able to get the first here as he's taken down at the 25. Just enough push up front. He only needed about 6 inches. He didn't get a whole lot more than that.
No, but he made sure he got enough so they didn't have to worry about measuring it or making it even close. Ends up picking up a couple of yards in a situation, as you noted, where he only needed inches.
Jones on 1st and 10. And that one off the mark behind him. Incomplete.
When you look at the scoreboard, you'd think they'd be pretty comfortable right now with this lead, but these guys are absolutely not going to let up. They want to increase their lead, and they want to do it with a big play. Unable to connect in that attempt.
Well, thanks for joining us here on a Thursday night in the NFL. 3rd quarter, 2nd and 10 coming up.
To throw again, Jones. Flushed out right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. It's caught inside the 25. And all the way down to the 22-yard line. A big play here for Dallas. So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. They go back to the ground now with Barkley.
It's Logan Wilson there to bring him down.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense gets a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. From the 17, Jones escaping the pressure right. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Marcus Peters.
And the Saints are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
The Saints on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 4.
Off play action, Fields.
Toward the sideline, did he keep the feet in? Yes, he got them both down, says the side judge, and that's good enough for a 1st down. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Now it's Fields.
Pass incomplete.
Another pass attempt, another incompletion. You figure defensively, you're in the 4th quarter here. You've held the team under 100 yards passing. You've done your job.
Especially in today's NFL, which is truly a pass-first league.
Fields throw pulled in by Robinson here.
9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
To throw is Fields.
Completes it to Samuel. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35.
Well, I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion. Sometimes when you're trying not to give up bigger plays, you don't react as fast as you should on other throws.
Fields throwing again.
Throw right side is going to be caught by Samuel. It's another 10 yards on that one and another 1st down.
It's a nice completion, a little bit of run after catch as well to create the yardage that they got. But it is so tough to cover that route, the drag route, because they run it at varying speeds. Because the key is to create hesitancy on the defender's part.
Always so empathetic for those DBs, aren't you? But he takes it inside the 10 to the 8 before he's out of bounds. Clock management, definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
Here's Swift. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. He'll get 2 out of that run, and it's going to bring up a 2nd and goal. The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal. Now Fields. Flush to his right, and he'll slide to a halt here, still a little shy of the first down marker. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a 3rd down situation.
Now, how about that play? He took a possible negative and turned it into positive yardage and slid down to avoid...
And he's got him. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Rob Gronkowski with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Saints have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead will be cut down to 14. So that one a long 11-play drive. 2 scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. And the Cowboys are able to recover. The 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Now Saquon Barkley, and he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Jones with a handoff to Barkley. And now with 1:52 to go, we get another pause in the action. A timeout here defensively. This, in all probability, another run here on 2nd and 8. That one looks like he'll throw here. This one complete to the tight end, O'Shaughnessy. Now the Saints will use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And for the Saints here on 3rd down, an extra defensive back on the field. They'll try to run for it with Barkley. He didn't get the touchdown, but he did get the 1st down as he's tackled at the 1. A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. And Barkley will try to punch it in. And he'll actually lose a little bit of yardage here. Back to the 2. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
And this is where the mental part of the game comes into play. Defense is out of timeouts. Just hold on to the football. No sense really trying to score. They should be able to run this one out.
On 2nd and goal, Jones eluding the pressure right. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that...
And this is caught for a Cowboy touchdown. Chris Conley, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Cowboys look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this 4th quarter. Zerline connects on the extra point, and the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21.
Saints 14. Breaks their mind. They kick off 4th down at
Now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away.
And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line.
Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense. Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point.
That's all that's left, because victory, not a chance now. And I can't wait to see how they actually go about doing it, because there are a lot of people watching the body language of the guys on the field now, and if they call plays they want executed, they need to do that and do it really well. Otherwise, there could be repercussions.
We'll see how they handle the waning moments of this one. So this one will end in a victory for the Dallas Cowboys. And we talk so much about the turnover battle, determining who wins, who loses. This game, no exception. Air-free football.